one of the, if not the most unique experience in the world of conventions, and that here we are in your city for the first time. The night before we start this convention, the best spin-off idea ever is launched and airs on television. And then to top it all off, the very next day, we bring to you the stars of that very spin-off. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wayward Sisters themselves, Rhodes and Briana Buckmaster. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? That girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Kim, your tipping of the chair was funny. You're like, I'm gonna tip the chair. No, I might hurt Brianna. I'm gonna tip it over here.
I hurt myself trying to kick it. I was like, damn you, Jamie. Yeah.
So let me start by saying, as friends and fans of yours, congratulations on the show. It was an honor and a pleasure to watch it, especially Kim Rhodes. Brianna, I know you would have been there had your plane landed.
No.
But we got to watch it right there with Kim. It was awesome to be there watching the show with you, Kim, and super fun, super proud of you guys. It was awesome. You guys nailed it. Great job.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, and I'm leaving you to the stage, but I'm leaving you with the admonition that I give you every time, which is, please, for the love of Pete, if you liked the show, let them know online. Make noise online. Make your voices heard. You control it here, kids. The ball's in your court. Let's give these people not just a pilot, but a show. Thank you, everybody. Kim Rhodes, Briana Buckmaster.
Thank you, gents.
I thought he was going to rhyme. I thought he was teeing it up with that. Please, for the love of Pete, if you like the show, go and tweet.
See, you missed an opportunity.
Damn it!
It's all yours. You can have that. It's yours. Hi, guys. Should we start by making Riley and Betty stand up? Where are you guys?
Shit.
Shoot. Darn.
Oh, darn.
Shucks.
Got my thing.
Golly. Where are you?
Come here.
Right back there.
Everybody turn around and look.
Okay.
Look hard and long.
Now, wave at us.
Wait. Put your hands in the air.
I don't know why we're waving at them. Those two started the original Let's Get Some Signatures because we would watch this. Wayward Daughters is because of those two people right there.
Direct message going, hi, we're doing this thing, do you mind? And I was like, do I mind? What can I do for you? And now she's just like, she's like my boss now.
She's owning, she is kind of, yeah. She's like, nah, whatever you're thinking, don't do that.
But right, legit, I have something for you, and I told Kim, I was like, can I bring her up here? Is it appropriate? And I forgot it back in the green room.
We'll find you.
You know where to find me. Ish. If you don't, just text me. We're ready.
Should we take some questions?
Let's do it.
Should we start some questions?
Oh, look it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. Big side. It's up to you.
This side.
All right.
Go. This to me.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, congratulations on the new show and the opportunity.
Thank you.
As you would be looking for like a primary villain and occasional recurring villains in a show like that, what would you think of an occasional recurring villain being a returned Bella Talbot as a demon? Whether it's portrayed by Lauren Cohan or someone else.
Whether it's what?
Whether it's portrayed by Lauren Cohan or if it had to be someone else because of her Walking Dead obligations. What would you think of that character returning as a demon and a villain on Wayward Sisters?
It would be so cool to see what being in a monster world had done to that character.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, this is the great thing about, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you spoilers, so if you haven't seen the show last night.
I haven't seen it yet!
Yeah. Okay, Brianna, there's another world, there's an opening into a whole other world, many worlds. And yeah, that opens up so many options.
So many for all characters.
Yeah,
Not
even,
just bad characters.
they always say if you're dead on Supernatural, you're not really dead, and now you're really not really dead. Now you're super not really
Which
dead.
I think is going to make every actor in the world want to be on the show, because they're always kind of safe. You know, they're like, well, we're killing you off this week. You're like, yeah, but this is wayward daughters. Wayward sisters, sorry.
Wayward sisters. Yes. I might be coming through that glowing crack in the wall.
What do you think of this drawing of the wayward sister?
Oh.
A friend of mine, Sherry Dahl.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry.
Nice
She's
work.
not
Don't
here, but I'll
work.
tell her. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll be right back to you, small, beautiful,
These are the
wonderful
ones I was
people in a
telling you
second.
about.
Hold on just a second.
I heard about you.
Really have to
It's a
not
good
cuss.
Why? No.
I know. Hi. Mom's gonna send me to therapy bill.
Hi. When the show gets picked up, I'd like to see some episodes directed by Rich, but also would you guys try and push for female directors?
Elena.
Elena.
Yes.
Is that what you're going to say?
You know that Elena Huffman is under tutelage to direct. Yeah, she's smart and savvy, and she has the director's brain, and I love her. And that's also one that I'm pushing from within the circle, because I think she knows the product, she's brilliant, and I would love to see Elena directing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Females. All females writers, female directors, female
All
stars.
kinds of flavors. Like, just because it happens to be women, we're like, let's bring everything in. Everything. If my horse can direct, yeah, bring him here. He can't direct, he's not very bright, but he's very sweet.
But you include the horse? Your horse inclusive?
Yes, I
From
am
direction?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Hello, you. How are you? Allow me. Here, let's just do this. Yeah. And come up here. What's your question, little mini Donna?
Who's the better hunter and who's the better champ?
Ooh, good question.
Between the two of us,
Who's the better hunter and who's the better sheriff? Right? They like it too.
I like it too.
I like to think that they're both good sheriffs, and you know why? Is because they're both able to be sheriffs and hunters. That is, I think, a very hard thing. I think that Sam and Dean pretend to be police officers, right? Well, we actually are police officials. But I do think that Jody is the better hunter. She is, I think Donna is learning quickly, and I think she's very eager to learn, and I think she's a smart cookie, so she's learning very quickly. But I think Jody is wiser, I think she's been at it longer, and she has a lot to teach Donna. I think Donna's adding her little flares to everything, but I think most of what she knows is from either mad Google searches or Jody Mills.
Aww. I would probably answer that a little differently. In my brain, in Kim's brain, Jody and Donna have a relationship that's much like Kim and Briana, which is her strengths really complement my weaknesses, and her assets make my assets stronger. So I think they both lift each other up. They're better together than they are separate. So I want to see them together all the time.
I want to see you two together all the time. No? I'm so glad that you came, because I saw a picture of you last night. Were you at the screening last night? And I asked her about you, because I wasn't there, and she didn't believe me. And now here you are in the flesh, you're like Snuffleupagus.
Can I have hugs before I go back?
I feel like, I'm not gonna hug you because I'm sick and I want you so bad. Sorry, everybody who's hugged me today, take some vitamin C. Yay! Those are the miniest sheriffs I've seen yet on the circuit.
They are weak.
Challenge!
Exactly.
You'll see like
Hi.
these babies. It's just Donna and Jody. Pulling out little sheriff's guns. Hi!
We're like stalking her. We're getting closer. She's backing up further and further from the mic. She's like, look, what's your question? What do you want to know?
Since I don't think your characters are the same since when they first appeared, What do you think are some of the best and worst ways your characters have changed since they first appeared on the show?
Best and worst.
The best and worst characteristics, character assets.
How they changed.
How have they changed? I think Jodie's gotten more controlling because she's got more to lose. And that's painful. She's been through that once. She doesn't want to do. I think I had a line last night where I was like, I cannot lose another child. So I think that loss has made her a little more cautious than she needs to be, which she can learn to overcome. What she has learned is that I like is the flip side of that, which is you can never replace a love, but the love you learned how to give can expand by being given to someone else. And I think she's really brave in being willing to love people. I said in an article that I'd forgotten I said, and when I read it, I was like, that's really smart. I've got to remember I said that. That Jodie is someone who had lost all hope. She was gone. And what she learned from the Winchesters is when you've lost all hope, fight harder.
Yeah.
And that's what she's bringing.
I definitely think that Donna has grown into herself a lot over the last few seasons. She's found her strength and she's found her confidence in hunting. And she's found something that she can offer the world that makes her feel like she belongs. And the negative thing, I won't say because I think it's going to come up in the next episode. If I think I know, because I was there. So, yeah, I would say for Donna, the thing that she has forgotten about, you will discover in the next episode.
Yay! More Donna! More Donna! Thank you.
Hello. Long time no see.
My question is for Kim.
Okay. Do you want me to come down there too?
You know the rule. Questions that are for Kim, I answer first.
She answers too.
Just kidding.
What's up?
And Zach and Cody.
It's okay. She's familiar enough. She can answer this question. It's all right. Don't worry.
For the twins, pranksters offset too.
Oh, we're Dylan and Cole pranksters like Jared and Jensen. Generally, those two dudes were some of the most professional actors I've ever worked with. The only time that was not the case is if they'd had a lot of beans and we were stuck in an elevator. That wasn't always pleasant. And they thought it was funny. The other thing I will say, Dylan, so when it's a multicam, when it's a comedy like that, all the cameras are going at once, and you can actually, like if I stand right here, I'm in Briana's light. Can you see the difference between that and this? Well, so can I. So if the camera's on her, I need to adjust a little bit so that she's in her light. Well, Dylan would then step into my shadow. So then I'd have to move. He thought that was hilarious. Because I'd get in trouble. Kim, you're off your mark. I'm sorry. So yeah, that was, but for the most part, they were super like on the mark. Because they had to go to school too. So they were making a TV show, which is an adult job, and going to school, the kid job. So they were just about getting their work done. I was really, they were.
One of them works on Riverdale, is that right? What's his name? Cole?
Cole's on Riverdale, and Dylan just shot an independent, creepy movie. So they are back.
But Cole, Riverdale shoots in Vancouver.
Yep.
And I have heard that Cole is a stand-up young gentleman.
Sure is. They're good guys still. I love them, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question.
Hello.
Hi. So my question is, if you two were on lip sync battles together, what songs would you pick?
You guys ever see that video of me lip syncing to Beyonce? Yeah. So that'd be my choice.
They're going like this. I have a fantasy.
I feel like you lip sync a lot.
I do.
Yeah. I know you sing a lot. We're always talking about like what we would sing at karaoke, because a lot of songs that we pitched aloud and swing for Saturday Special are really not appropriate for Saturday night, but super appropriate for Briana and Kim. But lip syncing wise, I love to lip sync to Beyonce.
I have a dream that I've pitched to Briana that someday I'm going to do of Jody and Donna in a car. Donna's driving, Jody's sitting. And the song comes on that Donna loves and Jody secretly loves, but she won't admit it. It's that, so everybody so if you like the party, come on and join party. So it starts off with that's this one. Jody keeps trying to change the channel. Donna won't let her. Yeah, and by the end of it, it's so everybody.
You should pitch that to Phil for the
oh yeah, for like the shaming people
punching things. Yeah.
I think it would, if he could shoot it, I think it would be funny. I'd like to do that simply because I see it all in my mind. So that's the only one.
Well, you and I can always make that happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Make it happen. Thank you.
Hello. You're welcome for that earworm. Thanks when you're singing it at 3 o'clock in the morning instead of sleeping. I love ya. Hey, sweetheart.
My question is also for Kim.
No, I'm just kidding. It's our bit. It's our fun bit.
So when you started on Zack and Cody, did you ever imagine that you and Cole would end up on such high rating shows like Supernatural and Riverdale?
I knew Cole would. I didn't imagine it for myself at all. I thought I was kind of like, wow, I can't believe I got this far. But those two, all of those kids that are now grown-ups and doing very well. I was lucky enough to work with really good people. And I am not surprised at all that they are succeeding as well as they are, and they deserve every single bit of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for Kim. I'm sorry.
How are you? How are you? Thank you. See what happens when your flight's late? I don't make the rules.
You know, Briana might not be here. I'm going to think of Kim questions.
Brianna, I wanted to thank you because you helped me find out that I was gay.
Ooh.
So,
My friend, see, you win all the things. I get the questions.
You get the question.
thank you so much.
That's fair.
Do you get recognized more for Jody or more for Zack and Cody's mom?
Zack and Cody's mom. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because it's the voice. And it's people that are about your age now, so they're a little bit like, you look really familiar.
You get recognized for that show, like on the streets and stuff?
Usually, like if I'm buying coffee, I'll buy coffee, and somebody will go, has anybody ever told you that you look just like the mom from Zack and Cody? And I always go, I get that a lot.
And then I go, how dare you?
Or have you ever seen the show Zack and Cody? Not really. No, but yeah, I will say, I get that a lot. And then if they're assholes, I don't say anything else. And generally, they're always really sweet and charming, and I go, and there's a reason I get that a lot. Oh.
Thank you so much.
It's funny that when you said, oh, I've never seen that show. When I was, my very first convention was DC a little over 2 years ago. I didn't know what to expect. She had, told me a little bit about it when we were shooting Heavy 911, but I didn't know what to expect. So I chose to stay in the hotel where the convention was at, which I guess is not something people do. But nobody knew who I was, so I walked around, nobody recognized me. But I got in an elevator, and there were so many people, and everybody was I think it was like registration day or something. And I was so excited, and I was like, I'm terrified. I got in an elevator, and there was a guy who I think maybe was a volunteer. And he was like, hey, how are you? Are you here for the Supernatural convention? And I was like, Nope, never heard of it. And he's like, oh, it's a show, it's about two brothers. I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome. Have a great day, thanks, bye! I was just like so terrified that I was gonna get found out. Anyway,
Well, there's a weird thing
it's funny,
also.
that's like a go-to thing when you're nervous.
I do this thing when somebody recognizes me, all of a sudden I'm afraid I'm gonna get it wrong. Do you play Jody Mills? And all of a sudden I'm like, I can answer this question wrong. I'm gonna make a mistake right now. Somehow everything's relying on you, Kim. Don't fuck this up. Yes? Oh, okay, all right. That was right. I don't know. Why? Do you like me? Am I wrong? I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure when people recognize you.
How about this question? Are you famous? My answer is always like, I'm fame-ish.
I like that. I also like the, what have you been on that I've seen? I go, what do you watch?
I always go, the stage in Vancouver, British Columbia. Hi.
Hi guys. So my question is actually for both of you.
Great.
My question is, when you were reading the script, when you first got it for the episode last night, what were your reactions to the ending?
Oh! It was good because we kind of had teasers. We kind of knew stuff was coming. It was a good reaction when I read it. When I saw it, like I screamed.
I saw that video that you posted. Somebody took a video.
Oh, that was Jason!
Like, was that a reenactment?
It was a total reenactment.
Yeah. It was good though, it looked authentic.
Yeah, he was like, do it again, it's gotta be on film.
Because that was everybody's reaction?
Yeah, that's exactly
So it
what
was
happened.
genuine reactions just reenacted?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's impressive. I
Yeah.
can't wait. I know about it, and the crew were talking. Am I spoiling things for people? No. Okay, great. The crew had been talking about the look that she gives into the camera at the end. Like the crew were like, it's the best thing. They said it looks so good. So I can't wait to see it. And I remember Yadi, she was just like, she knew in that moment how good it felt, that she also was like, I can't wait to see it.
Well, and what's awesome about that moment was she, like, Yadi's new to this entire thing. She's very, very good, but is recently come into this goodness and working. But she doesn't know really much about the supernatural fandom and the history we have with some stuff. And so Robert Barons, who does and is aware and is brilliant, knew that there would be a lot of reaction to having the possibly lesbian character killed in the very first episode. And that look straight to camera was from all of us going, you think you know? You don't know. We hear you. We see you. Watch what we gonna do.
Yeah, Kim was saying in a meet and greet earlier that that writers were saying that they were using that as this is what we did in the past, and this is what we have learned by the end of the episode. So, Wayward Series goes to series. It will be more of that. It will be more of things supernatural producers have learned.
Well, and that's what, when we were talking about it before, once we shot it, and we were saying, look, there's going to be things that upset you. Just wait. Yeah. So,
And just wait past the pilot, too. Like, we've read the breakdown that they want to do for the whole season. Like, the plot breakdown. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you.
So my question's for Briana.
I'm just kidding. You guys, don't let us do that. We do, actually, it's just our thing. We're just gonna do it.
For both of you, I just want to make you feel better.
Thank you. That actually makes me feel less better.
Okay, so with the
episode yesterday, we finally got a culmination of everything we've been expecting for like the last 3 years. We got women who want to fight with guns. We have women who are bubbly. We have women who don't want to fight but want to help out. We have a spectrum of things. What else are we gonna get?
You think I'm allowed to tell you that?
Can you tell us?
Such an open-ended question.
We can tell you that they hear you. They are aware, and if you don't see it yet, it doesn't mean that there's not a possibility of seeing it in
That's
the
true.
future.
That is true. And that's what we need to take from the fact that they gave us what we have thus far, is they're listening and they are inspired by your desires. So I'd say keep speaking up because your ideas are better than mine. You know what I mean? Like you guys know this, this world. You know this world better than any of us, and so.
And I mean, it's not going to be like one of those choose your own ending books. We can't, I as an actor even can't walk in and go, okay, I want some of that, and I want some of that, and I don't want that because it's got mayonnaise in it, and I don't want that, and it's got that, and I want some more pickles, and that's, they get to now do it, but they are professional storytellers who are listening to you. So I'm sorry, I'm playing something back in my head that I just said. I was like,
I heard it.
It wasn't what I meant, but I'm never going to be given a microphone again. But keep making noise because they hear you, and clearly they trust you enough to make a pilot. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Thank you in front of all of us for being part of history, for making this happen.
Yes! It's a big deal. And even like, Kim had an entire day, I had a half day of doing press the day before, and it was like a substantial amount of press that they really want this to happen. They do, so it's very exciting now. We don't know anything, so don't ask about that. We know nothing.
More. Just, you know what? It's that great dance between thank you. Like, I don't ever want you to think that saying, hey, tweet so we can get a spin-off, so we can actually make a show, in any way eclipses the deep, unbelievable gratitude and amazement I have for what you did. It's like, fuck yes! Look what you did! What have you done for me today? It's out of
Look how much power you have.
We can do it, we can. Yes, we can. See the way.
Wow, Kim, you're like a whole new person.
I know, I am. Well, I was repressing everything until last night. Now I picked them out.
Hey, Kim, everyone. Hi.
Okay, so my question's for both of you. That's kind of two-parted. First of all, do you think that the song played yesterday during the Then and Now, I think it's I Am the Fire by Hailstorm, do you think that should be the theme song for Wayward Sisters? And how would you guys feel if Lindsay Hale came on and cameoed on the show?
Good.
That second part is awesome. For my part, I don't ever want to impose on the fans what their identity is. I never want to come to you and say, here's what you call yourselves now. Here's what you do. Things like what the song is tends to be very organic. And again, it comes from your voices. So if that's something that was identified with and you guys love, go with it. Keep playing it. Make videos to it. Go for it. But that's not my choice to make what you identify with. Go for it. That's you. I will say yes to whatever you bring me.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm in. I'm in
for whatever you relate to.
Just come right into the microphone, Briana. Sexy AF. Hey!
Hairballs.
Hello?
Hi. Sorry, I'm shaking.
Oh, that's okay, baby. I'm right here. Right here.
Okay, just want to
It was so great. I loved it so much. I got emotional.
I did too. I know that's surprising.
Okay, so my question is that when it gets picked up, I wanted to know if it's going to be an ensemble show, like every character is going to be in every single episode. If you guys know, or if you have any idea if that's going to happen.
I know that all 6 characters have series leads contracts. That's all I know.
Pay people for every episode and then not write every character for every episode because they might not, there's a lot of people, right? So they might not need them in every episode, which is totally fair. So we really don't know. But all 6 of us are series leads of Wayward Sisters. Yes.
Getting my steps in. This is awesome.
Oh my God, I got a Fitbit for Christmas and I have no idea how to use it. I'm like, isn't that supposed to be tracking my sleep? Probably because I'm also walking like this. It's like, what is she doing? I don't know how to count that.
Hi. So I have a question for both of you. What is your favorite superhero? And I know the CW has been doing a lot of superhero TV shows, so if you were to pick anything that you could want to do, what would you do as a TV show for a superhero?
Ooh, my favorite superhero, you mean besides Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman.
What was that thing that Jensen said in the interview? He's like, Wonder Woman? Oh, Wonder Women. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like our show. No, there was just something I love. I keep coming back to the idea of super heroes and like regular women. So there's something I love about the idea of like a regular woman being a superhero in some way. Like I always talk about Roseanne. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about it. I love that show. Yes. And I grew up on that show, and my mom was Roseanne. You know what I mean? In some ways, I'm Roseanne. Has anybody seen the show Better Things? It's such a beautiful show. It's just like a woman who has 3 young girls, single mom, trying to make it work. And there's something that I watch and I find so inspiring about watching regular women making it work, you know? And so sometimes I find that even more inspiring than watching superheroes with superpowers. I'm like, I want to see a regular lady figure it out, make it work, and go home and make a meatloaf. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I love watching superhero movies, but sometimes they don't inspire me, like just watching people, man, try to figure out some hard times in your life. Hi.
Hello. Love the matching moves we got going on.
I know. We didn't even plan it.
I know, we didn't plan this at all.
I knew she'd bought those. She bought those when she was in Vancouver with me. And I got these over Christmas, and I was like, sure, I'll wear those. And look at us now!
It's almost like we know each other.
I know.
Okay, so in the little teaser for next week's, they're showing Don kind of coming back. Do you think Don will come on to Wayward Sisters?
Doug?
Oh.
New Doug?
Okay, I'm sorry. And, like, if he comes on, do you think he'll kind of start to get in the know of the supernatural world, or will he stay a civilian of that world, or?
I can't answer those because you will find out next week. But what I will tell you is that Brendan Taylor, who is the actor who plays New Doug, he is tremendous. And this is the second time I worked with him. And this episode, because this episode was like delving into, you know, areas that I had not been into with this character before, he was so available to me, and the director would take us, you know, when we weren't shooting, he would take us off set and he would rehearse with us, which is something I've never done for television, ever. And we would talk about objectives, and we talk about motivations, things that I just like. I love talking. I get like getting super nerdy about acting, and I haven't had an opportunity to do it in a long time, because sometimes with TV, it's like time is money, you gotta hurry up, say your line. But he is a tremendous actor, and there is a scene in the next episode that is just, it is overwhelming to even think about. And I'm just so grateful that he got cast as that character. And I would love for him to be in Wayward Sisters. Love. I think he'd fit great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi. My question is, if you weren't acting, what do you think you'll be doing?
Riding horses. Oh, you mean for a living? Raising goats?
I think I'd probably be a lawyer. I love to argue. And I'm pretty good at it. I think I'd have to be in a situation where I'm being heard, whether people like it or not. And I'd like to be in a situation where I'm proving my point better than the dummy. So there. Thank you.
I rest my case.
Damn it, I didn't think of that. I'm never going to be a lawyer now. There's still time. Hello.
Hi. I was wondering what your favorite part of last night's episode was.
Haven't seen it. Guns. You know what I will say is that when we got the script, I mean, specifically for my character, I didn't have a ton to say. It's totally fine, but I had a lot of guns to shoot. And we've been training with those guns for a long time, and training with real guns, like standing at a gun range, shooting a bunch of guns, is cool, but it's very different than holding on to a giant shotgun with, blanks, but that are still very loud and still give a crazy kick, but also like running up a flight of stairs, landing on the exact same stair every time, turning and pretending you're pointing at your thing, but you're not actually because it looks weird on camera, but then keeping it away from the camera because that's dangerous, and then making sure the guy who's like setting off the squib while you squeeze the trigger can see you, but also with fear in your eyes. That is hard. But for sure my favorite part were any time that we had to like run and shoot a gun because it was empowering to be able to handle that much action. I felt empowered that the producers entrusted us with that. So that's what I liked about filming.
That's funny, that was my least favorite part. Better get used to it.
And even though it is her least favorite part, she's incredibly good at it. It was funny at the range. She's like, I don't want to. Boom, boom, boom. Right in the bullseye. She's like, take it away.
The first time I trained in Los Angeles, I worked with the instructor that trained Keanu Reeves for John Wick, and his whole crew. It was amazing, and it was funny because at one point he's like, "You look like you're actually trying to get away from the gun in your hands." I'm like, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yes, you are not wrong. Get as far away from me as possible. He's like, yeah, no, you can't do that. My favorite part, having watched it, was the end. I just love that. I love the da-da-da-da-da-da and the contrast of, I'm gonna kill it. Oh, you think so, do you? It was awesome! And the lizard. It tastes like lizard, Sam.
It's good. It's good, right? Thank you.
So I think when I saw the scene in Hibbing 911 when Donna said, "Stop you, Dean," and Jody said, "Handscome's good," was when I saw a show. And when I said I would watch that every week. Because it was just a relationship that just seemed to click. But I wonder, my question is, do you think that Jody has ever told Donna about what happened to Sean and Owen? And how
Oh yeah. No, that was probably on the car ride back. That was like, I'm gonna tell
Because
you.
there was that scene, right, in Hibbing, where I was like, do you know something about that? And you're like, nothing. I think Donna would have brought that up at some point.
Yeah, they're definitely good enough friends. And also, it's relevant, like, not necessarily over a cup of tea, but it's relevant to, listen, you need to understand the world we are now dealing with. And By that, I mean, my son turned into a zombie, ate my husband, and had to be shot in the head. So that's the kind of thing we're dealing with here. Oh, yeah.
So, in the scene, you know, where she's about to go through the neon fliss.
After Jody has been like, I can't lose another child.
Can't lose another child. There was a moment between Jody and Donna, which they ended up cutting for reasons which I'm assuming is time, because I know that it was very long and they had to cut stuff, but also they might be saving it. Not this particular moment, but saving this style of moment, where she says, I can't lose another child. And I think
if I don't make it back,
and I say,
protect them with my life.
Oh, protect them with my life. So Jody essentially says, in case I don't come back, will you watch my children for me? And Donna says, yes. I know.
Yeah.
We were both calling each other, we're like, they cut that moment! And they were like, that's not what it's about, it's not what it's about.
You say it with your eyes, you say it with your eyes. We're like, but we wanted words too. It did it did definitely get a little like, and then the birds chirped, and the sun came through, and they will always have each other. And then, so I can see how it kind of like might have dragged down the energy of the moment. And then we went and killed monsters. But
the writers know that that relationship is there. Like, that's how the writers think of Donna and Jody as friends. Which I think is pretty great.
Yeah, they've had that conversation.
Feels. Oh, Liz, you put your 5-minute hand away. Hello.
Hi. So this is actually relevant to the question that you had on the other side. I know you didn't sign up to become kind of a fictitious spokesperson for bereaved mothers, but it's what you did. And for some of us, it's nice to actually see someone who can rise up from losing a child and actually go out and kill people and feel better. We can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. So it's really nice to be able to see you and your character go through that on my behalf. So I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I want to ask you something, because a lot of questions I got was, does Jody feel like she is replacing her loss with these children? Now, I've had loss, but I haven't lost my child. And my answer generally is, you cannot replace that loss. The only thing you can do is use what you've learned from the love that made it so painful and keep that love going in a different direction. And does that sound consistent with what your experience was?
Yes. We have an 18-month-old now, and we lost our 4-year-old daughter. And no, you're never, ever, ever replacing the child that you lost. You're, just giving your love to someone else and keeping your child's memory alive. Sorry.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do up here. Sit here and cry by myself? I can hear you. Oh, I see you. What's funny is the shadow that came in, I thought you were actually right behind me. I was like, okay, all right, you stay down there.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's do it. All right, bring it up. Bring us home. Bring us home. Hello, love.
I was wondering, what were you guys' first impressions of Jensen and Jared and each other?
Garbage and fabulous. Just kidding. Jared and Jensen, I knew that they were actors on the show, but I wasn't prepared for their sheer and utter beauty. And especially like Jared, like when you first meet him, you're like, oh shit, you are tall. There's no, see, and I want to swear, and you're young, I'm a fool. And then Kim, I knew immediately that I wanted to be buds with her. I think she was a little like, why is that weirdo waving at me so hard? I literally was like in the crew van, and I went, Kim! It's Briana! Hey! She's like probably in the middle of shooting a scene, but I didn't know that, so I was just like, she needs to know who I am.
Good. And the short version of Jared and Jensen was I saw them on their motorcycles and playing football, and I was like, oh, I'm fucked. And then we got to the scene where I was watching, my very first scene with them was watching everyone I know and love burn on a funeral pyre, and they finished being boys and walked over and stepped onto their marks. Not their coverage, my coverage, stepped onto their marks, and Jensen goes, okay, what do you need? They are consummate professionals and care so deeply about the product and the people who make it. I have nothing but admiration and respect for them. And this one, it's like I was fated to love her. Hey, Rich.
Thank you.
Yes?
Nice shirt.
Why, thank you. It's my new Orlando shirt. I gotta give credit to the boys of Loud and Swain. They had this inspiration in Hawaii to make Borja Aloha shirts. And now they have, it's just Orlando. Orlando.
I was gonna say, I'm like, Borja Land.
I don't know, I can't read upside down. It's Orlando. And it's Borja's face for Mickey Mouse. It's very clever.
I'm not gonna lie. Everywhere I go is Orlando. In my heart.
Your body's like a Wonderland, Michael.
So, this is me whoring out their shirts because they're fantastic. These things are for sale at this convention only, I assume, this being Orlando.
A
So,
lot of amazing musical stuff available at this convention.
Man!
Jason Mann's new album.
Jason Mann's new album. You got Loudon Swain's album, No Time with the President. You have Loudon Swain's live Saturday Night Special album for sale here at the convention.
I would like you all to go home with at least 3 CDs. Go home with it.
Me? You took it us?
You.
Okay, just crap.
Them.
Oh, well, you take
Them.
good. Yes, and you might as well get yourself a Orlando shirt because whatever it is, it's funny.
I like it.
I screwed it up at the top, Ronnie. At least nobody pointed it out. Damn it. Listen, we can joke about Mike Borja all day, and we will tomorrow. But right now, this moment is about these two ladies. How awesome are these women? It is so great to have a production that jumped ahead of the curve and had the foresight to tap the talent of these and their co-stars. I'll give Bob Behrens, Andrew Dabb, and Phil Segrisha a big shout out from the stage because they had the wherewithal, the know-how to get this done. And now that suddenly everybody in Hollywood is going, oh, we've been ignoring women for the history of time. We need to change that up and start doing things that are for women, about women. We are sitting on a show that did it before it was cool. We're as always. Thankfully, we have the talent to back it up. Ladies and gentlemen, Briana Buckmaster and Kim Rhodes. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the girl goes? What you gonna do?